Yes, where is there? Chris, where is there? I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Uh, it is shockingly already the 3rd of the month, the 3rd of January. It's just after 4:20, so please keep that in mind. Um, Mike, I'm so glad to hear that. I was thinking about you just staying out of the way tonight. Okay, Chris, I get that too. I sometimes feel like that, but then I'm like, well, if you stay out of the way, people get all weird. They're like, where is she? Um, I have a few dockets for us to watch. Actually, one that I started. Um, okay, well, two. I'm gonna go with two. We'll start with one and we'll see where that gets us. Um, this is not our normal docket, but it's not also abnormal when I gave a little listen to part of it. So we'll see how that goes. If you are just getting here, tell me what you had for dinner. I'd love to hear about it. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. I wish I had Chinese food. I have still not had Chinese food since wanting it before Christmas. The time between the time betwixt Christmas and New Year's is like magical weird time that travels at different speeds, doesn't it? It's such a weird time frame. You're being very sweet, Chris. There's like a few hairs of mine that are still curly that I'm just like, wow, look at I'd never had curly hair before. If only that's how perms worked and it was just going to be like curly hair, I would get a perm. But I don't think that's how that works. Anyways. Ooh, chicken stir fry sounds pretty good, Jim. Um, and Courtney wishes that she was having chicken scallopini with, sorry, that sounded gross. With with potato wedges and broccolini, I think you mean, not broccolili. What's broccolili? Is that like really cool things for ultra hippies? I'm just joking. But you're having soup. But you know what? Okay. I do have a roommate who does not believe that soup is food, and if I was to offer that as food, would be told that's not food. You had sloppy joes, Mikey. I was talking about sloppy joes the other day because sloppy joes are something that I had quite a lot as a kid, but I didn't make very often as an adult. I don't know why. It just never quite got into my rotation. Um, but yeah, soup is food. So I agree because I think soup is great. I eat soup quite often and often subsist upon soup, if you will. But I'm not joking. If we've had the absolute discussion before of me saying, "Okay, well, would you like this?" And then being like, "I said I wanted food, not fucking soup." Anyways, oh, homemade split pea and ham soup, Mike. Wow. That sounds pretty yummy. I still think the calories count if it's soup related calories, but that seems to be the consensus in this house is that if they are liquid, the calories do not count. Who'da thunk that? Not me. Anyways, I bet you do, Mike. I actually cook quite well too, but I'm very messy. I'm good at cleaning, but I'm also very messy. So I just have to be given a wide berth in the kitchen. If you like a clean kitchen, you will not like to see me in that kitchen. You will watch me use parts of it you didn't think would be used in ways you never thought they would be used in, with items you didn't know you had. That is sort of my weird superpower, is to go into people's kitchens and make them uncomfortable. But me, I am comfortable in anybody's kitchen. I just walk right in and fucking do what I need. And I will clean later, and I am good at cleaning if you give me the chance. But you have to give me the chance and tell me. Anyways, what are we going to watch today? We're going to watch Court. What? Court? Yes, Court. That's what we watch here. It's sort of crazy, sort of not. The one that we're watching today is called no. It's called Guardianship Probate Docket. I also downloaded one today called Unlawful Detainer Docket, and then one just labeled all caps, no contact, which has some promising vibes to it. Hold on. As usual, I skip 30 fucking seconds, and then all of a sudden we hear something that's important that we need to listen to. So I have to go back. Court? I know, Chris. Are you serious? What the hell? I didn't tune in for Court. I believe that she's pronouncing her name wrong. Uh, does anybody agree with me? She called herself Jill Kermy. I don't think that's how you pronounce your name, ma'am. I know you probably think that you do know how to pronounce your name, but I'm pretty sure I know better that you know how to pronounce your name. You guys can't hear it yet. Now you'll be able to hear her say it when she introduces herself here.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm Commissioner Jill Kermy. We are here for the guardianship probate docket. Are we okay to go? Okay. We are on. I'm going to go ahead. We have a little bit of a lengthier docket than normal today. So everyone be a little bit patient as we go through this. I'm going to turn it over first to Judge Basher to call one case here at the top of our docket.
Good afternoon. Mr. Brault, I think I saw you on there somewhere.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. This is the 23-4-46408 matter, Paxton Menning. Is there anybody appearing objecting to this? I didn't see anything in the file.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, is this like at a wedding when nobody ever objects and this person's telling us is actually objecting? What's going on here? Also, I think the correct way would be Carmy. Jill Carmy. That's what I believe. Also, yeah. Oh my God, my hair looks cute.
And you are?
Paxton's mother.
Okay. And you're objecting to this?
I am objecting to it. I would like this to be a decision-making, not a sole decision-making on behalf of his father.
I didn't catch all of that. Part of that broke up. Could you repeat that, please?
I would like this to be a joint decision-making. I am the custodial parent for Paxton Menning, and I would like the decisions to be joint, not just his father having the decision-making.
Mr. Brault?
Your Honor, part of why we brought this, Paxton was injured in 2020. My client, Kyle, his father is trying to care for his son, make sure that that any claim that his son might be able to bring from a personal injury standpoint might be able to proceed to help secure funds for Paxton's benefit and ultimate care that he will need throughout his lifetime. My understanding, although I have not spoken to his mother, is that she does not agree with potentially suing the friend who contributed to the injury. And it's for that reason that we've sought Kyle as the sole conservator here, is that for some, kind of personal friendship type position, Ms. Powers won't take the actions that Paxton would need to fully look through his claims. I think she's interested in seeing something through, but if it means having to sue her friends, she's not willing to do so, which truly isn't in Paxton's best interest here, which is why we believe that Kyle should be the decision maker when it comes to the conservatorship.
Well, is there a family law order granting primary care to mom?
No, we separated back in August, and Paxton has been primarily with me and had
But there's no court order setting
not as of
forth-
yet, no. Neither of us have filed papers yet. May I speak, Judge?
Sure, go ahead.
So this paperwork that I received, I got it in my post office box. It does not say who we are suing. I spoke with my ex, Kyle, and asked him, and he said that we are suing homeowners insurance. It sounds to me, from what Brian Brault is saying, that the lawsuit is actually being brought to Kevin Cahill, not the insurance company.
Hold on one second. You're breaking up really bad, so I don't know if you're moving your phone around or what, but
I'm on a laptop and it's stationary.
okay. Well,
Is that better?
that's a little better, yes. If you could go ahead. Go ahead.
So the paperwork does not state who is being sued, for starters. And also, as far as this goes, Kyle and I have always just agreed on joint decision making with our children. I was not told that any of this was going on. I have not been privy to any of the conversations between Kyle and Brian Brault. So I do not even know what is going on. The paperwork that I got does not state exactly what's going on, other than trying to have Kyle have sole conservatorship. As far as this being a friend, it's not just a friend, it's my boss. That is apparently being sued, I'm guessing, because it doesn't state in here who's being sued. But this is our son, and he primarily lives with me. I should have a say over all of this. And it has nothing to do with not wanting the best interest of my son. If this is the best interest for my son, that's fine. But I should be part of all of it.
Your Honor, I think your comment still underscore my point. And I guess there's confusion. This obviously is not a lawsuit. The idea of appointing the conservator is to address and figure out if there is any personal injury claim to be had by Paxton. We have no ability to represent the minor or dig into anything on his behalf until a conservator is appointed. But Ms. Powers' comments that it's not just a friend, it's her boss, kind of underscores the concern that we have here. We, in addressing any claim that Paxton may have, we would look at homeowners insurance or any other types of insurance, but also the individual themselves. And if she's not willing to, I guess, put Paxton's interests above her relationships, then it underscores my point that Kyle should be the sole conservator here, because he'll make a decision that is in Paxton's best interest.
Well, the problem is that given the circumstances, I can't make the find that he's the best qualified because I don't have any evidence at all to that effect. Like, I mean, I can't make that finding. And and I guess I'm concerned if she's essentially where the child's living most of the time, there probably needs to be more done to get to this point. It may require having a court visitor appointed to weigh in, but I'm not gonna sign this based on just this information at this point. This doesn't the petition doesn't give me enough information in order to do that.
I understand, Your Honor. What would you suggest that the parties do?
I can't give legal advice. I just
I-
they may want to meet and talk.
Do you want to set this out for 2 weeks and give us time to speak with Ms. Powers and see if we can come to some sort of agreement, or would you like it reset at some other time? What does Your Honor think in that?
Well, I don't have a preference. I mean, I could set it out. I don't know who would be hearing it in 2 weeks. I may or may not be available that day. Normally, I'm a trial day for me. I'm just available today. So, but I could set it out a couple of weeks if you want to chat and come back and rediscuss it.
I think that would work. Setting it out 2 weeks would at least give us time to figure out where we're at and figure out if we need to file more to.
Okay. And like I said, it may be appropriate to have a court visitor to make a decision as to who's the most appropriate or potentially be that person. But
Court visitor is a really innocuous way of saying guardian ad litem, I guess, in this case. I'm a little perplexed because these sound like child custody disagreements as opposed to um, guardianship issues, because these sound both like parents, but maybe I'm just misunderstanding or just not there yet, but we'll get there together. If you're just getting here, thank you. Hit the like button. Tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had, tell me what you wish you had or you're gonna have. And yes, half my hair is curly and I like it. Yes, thank you for noticing.
at this juncture, I'll set it at 2 weeks. I'll put it on at 1:45 on the 17th of January. So, ma'am, what I suggest is that Mr. Brault will reach out to you or you reach out to him and you can discuss a little bit more detail about what the plan is. And then you can make some decisions about how you and Mr. Menning want to proceed going forward. The court will take another look at it in 2 weeks and either appoint someone or set it out for some other procedure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Carmi, you have the docket back.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
All right.
Jim, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Let me first.
Thank you so much. So much. Oh my gosh, Jim. Thank you so much for all your support always. You're awesome. Look at all those gifts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Just open up any folks on this docket who are going to ask for a little more time, continuances, strikes.
Yes, Your Honor, Meredith Long on the Pamela Sprague matter.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have the docket in
Yep,
front of me.
will find it. Maybe.
Number 16th on the docket, I believe.
Okay. Yep, there we go. Estate of Ethel Johnson, number 16, 234-0044708. And Mr. Anagnosto is here on this. I did review the file. It looks like there, this might be contested. What is your request, Ms. Long?
We were here, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and I asked for an additional 2 weeks to today, up through today, so that my client could file a response to the objection. due to holiday schedules and maybe a bit of over optimism on my part, we haven't gotten it filed today yet. We will file it today.
Mr. Anagnosto, any objection?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Finally. Oh my God. My story is not over yet. Neither is mine. Thank you so much for the gift. You guys, you and Jim have just taken my breath away. Seriously. Oh, so thankful. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you've just become a member, I'm so excited. We have so many fun things going to be happening this year. Wow. Thank you guys. And make sure to turn gifting on the account. Um, there are so many generous people around here. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh.
Into a brief set over so she can file that response and you have time to review it.
Yes, but so, I mean, we set it over 2 weeks for this day. I'm here, my client's here, but I understand the court will probably grant a short continuance.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's interesting over the holidays. I read a judge's decision where they set out statutory deadlines because the judge wrote, I don't want anyone to work over the holiday break. And I kind of feel that way. I totally get the holiday schedule. I'm going to allow additional time to get the response in. I think this is a really interesting matter that I would like some additional input from the party on. So Ms. Long, how much time are you asking for?
Well, for me, a week is sufficient, but I'll defer to opposing counsel. I will be filing and emailing him and delivering a copy of my my response to him today.
Mr. Anagnosto, I guess I'll leave it to you. Do you want a week or 2 weeks?
I can't do 2 weeks. I have a week of trial,
Okay.
the week of the 15th. If council gets it to me today, I should be ready for Wednesday, but if I'm not, I may have to
Understood.
ask the court for a little more time.
Understood. Let's go ahead and set it to January 10th at 2:00. And obviously, Mr. Anagnosto, I've given some leeway to the other side. If you're needing that same grace next week, I'm happy to extend it if schedules just don't allow. So, but we'll see you back on January 10th, either to move forward or set a new date.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other strikes, continuances, or set over requests?
My name is Mary Murphy.
Okay.
I would like to have 2 weeks grace for Ronald Hagen's estate report.
Okay, let me get to that. That's number 4 on the docket. That's 114-001146. I did take a look at this, and it just looks like you're needing to file a final report with the court.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I can give you that additional time. Let's set you out 2 weeks to January 17th at 2:00.
At 2:00. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you probably want to get that filed so it's in front of me by January 12th, so the Friday before.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, we'll see you back on the 17th. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
This is Christy Bork on Michaela Williams.
Okay.
The judge, puts it out there. She doesn't really want anybody to respond, but of course, once one person does successfully, they all just start chirping in. Let's see what Christy needs.
Let me get there just a minute. Okay. This is number 5. This is 12-4-002-582. Yeah, this is one, Ms. Bork, thank you for being present. I'm not sure if you've moved and we don't have your current information. It's been a little difficult to get you in front of us.
Last time I actually was at work and I could hear you guys and see you guys, but you couldn't see or hear me.
Yeah, so Ms. Bork, I can't hear you.
Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yes, I can.
Sorry. Last week or last time when I was on the docket, I could hear you guys and see you guys, but you couldn't hear or see me.
Okay.
So sorry about that. I was at work during that time, so I took the day off today so I could be here.
Okay.
But I do
So,
need a continuance if that's possible.
yeah, I mean, we're quite a bit overdue for your next report.
And what
So,
report am I supposed to be doing? That's what I'm confused about, I guess, also.
yeah, so I can't give you legal advice. What I can tell you is you should go back and look at your February 15, 2023 order approving the guardian conservator's report.
Okay.
And that's the last one you filed. And the next
Okay.
one was due before December 10, 2023. And we've had a bit of trouble tracking you down to get that filed.
Right.
So, again, I can't give you legal advice, but what I can tell you is we are needing the annual report. So go back and reference what the court.
Thanks so much. My story is not over yet. Appreciate you being here. Oh, Stephanie, we know your name and that you are still strong, my friend. Love you. Love the new name. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we will talk to you soon. I'll write that down so I might actually remember it. That's how my brain works. I gotta write it down somewhere. Thanks, babe.
Approved back in February of 2023.
Okay.
Okay. To be perfectly honest, because of the number of times we have tried to get you into court to get these documents, I had you listed today in my notes as terminate guardianship ? Or appoint a guardian ad litem to see if you are an appropriate guardian. So I'll give you 2 weeks, but we need those documents before your next appearance, which will be January 17th at 2:00.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. 1:45. I'm sorry. I said 2:00. 1:45, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else asking for additional time?
No. Your Honor, Amanda Prujan, for the guardian conservator. We need to strike number 2. I'm not sure why it's on the docket.
Yeah, I put a big question mark on that. Is that Scott Smith?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because the reporting period just ended December 31st. And so I think the clerk just made an error because we did have a successor guardian appointed in the event something happens to Scott and Linda. So I think maybe that triggered them to put a 90-day report when there really isn't a new guardian.
Yeah, I did see that October 4th order. And again, I did have a question mark on what we were supposed to be doing today. So on 054-002-024, we'll just go ahead and strike.
Yes, because they're set to come in, I believe April is when their annual report is on for hearing. So
that's what I saw as well. So, okay. All right, we'll strike that one. Any other matters you're appearing on that you're asking for more time on?
No other matters on the docket today for me.
Okay, great, thanks. Ms. Cowden, I see you there. Wasn't sure if you're ready with something.
Yes, number 13, the guardianship of Lloyd Hill.
Okay.
We have on docket to approve or review the guardianship report. Our certificate of mailing went out on December 18th, and so we have the order approving diaried for the 19th for the 30-day notice period.
Okay.
It does not have yet.
Okay.
Let me just. So if your case isn't being called, please mute. We're getting a lot of background noise from folks on Zoom.
I'm so sorry, Judge. I usually really do try and mute, but thank you for the reminder. Also, if you're just getting here, hi. We are watching, this is a guardianship probate docket, so this has to do with wills and guardianships, and sometimes it's a little boring, sometimes it's a little saucy and sassy and spicy. So we never know, and we do lots of different things all the time. Another great reminder, turn your gifting on the channel, please, and thank you. This judge was on the 2023 Smash or Pass list. You can also tell us if you would smash or pass if you're a member using the Smash or Pass emojis. Also, I made a weird plan to track better the episodes that I'm doing. So I was making some notes. Not that that's going to last, but we'll see how long it lasts. You know what I mean? So, in the eternal words of many judges, I am paying attention. If I'm looking down, I'm just taking notes, but I am listening and paying attention. Okay, thank you. Please continue.
Okay. So what day are you just asking the court to set a new date then?
Yes, so we'll be able to file the proposed order approving the guardian conservators plan on the 19th of January.
Okay. Do you want me to set a date or are you going to renote it back on?
If you don't mind setting a date, that would be great.
Okay. I could set you to January 24th or January 31st. Do you have a preference?
January 24th is fine.
Okay. We'll set this to 124 at 1:45.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Then I'm just going to call a couple matters where I saw everything was in order and absent a party showing up today to object. I've signed the orders. So let me call guardianship of Barbara George 224-0053-408.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Gabrielle Richards here on behalf of Christine Gregg, the guardian and conservator, on for approval of initial plans.
Thank you. I did receive that and review it. Let me just ask, is there anyone else here on the guardianship of Barbara George? And I thought I did see Ms. Gregg up here.
She is.
There you are. Okay. Is there anyone else here on this matter? Okay. I have already gone ahead and signed that order and I'll hand it up to the clerk. Is there anything else on that case that you need?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And then another case where I saw everything in order, absent an objection here on the record today, guardianship of David Nelson. This is the final report, approval 214.
Isn't that a judge in another court? David Nelson, isn't he? I swear to God. It'll be so funny.
00155508.
That one is mine as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
Christine Gregg, we're on for approval of the final report.
Okay. Anyone else here on this matter? Okay, I have gone ahead and signed that order.
Thank you, Your Honor. Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to a couple orders I do have some questions about. Do I have Margaret London here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I had to unmute myself.
Totally understood. Okay, let me find you on my.
Okay, let me just ask you a quick question, ma'am, because it says here that your name is Margaret, but you're going by Marty. I've not ever heard of that abbreviation before. Has anybody else heard of a Margaret going by Marty? I'm perplexed, Margaret. I mean, the letters are mostly there. Not all there, mostly. I know that's not the defining factor of a nickname, but I never heard of it. Maggie's? Mags? A few others, but I've never heard of that one. I'm sus.
Paper copy,
Okay.
and then I'll pull you up on my digital file. This is 23400165008.
Yes.
This is the guardianship of Taja.
Tasia.
Tasia, thank you.
Tasia. A lot of people can't pronounce it. It's okay.
Tasia Hunt.
Yes.
And my only concern is the order's not filled out correctly, and I think what's submitted just isn't quite accurate with dates and that sort of thing. I'm guessing you might be a little confused on what you need
Yes,
to
this
be
is the
submitting.
the first time I've had to do it.
Understood. What I would like to do, and I can't give you legal advice, but
Correct.
what I can tell you is you certainly are free to reach out to an attorney or a legal aid clinic to get some guidance, but your annual report just is not correct.
Okay.
And the order.
This is like, have you ever had a job where you had to do something like this, but your boss was not helpful at all? So they were basically like this. So she's explaining that it's just not correct at all, but there's absolutely no help that she could give you. Like, that's the worst kind of job to have. When someone's just like, no, fix it. And you're like, that was that was that was a pretty good shot. I'm not really sure if we could go over it or. But again, that's why certain jobs have certain fucking qualifications. I'm talking about when you have a shitty boss and they don't help you, but this sounds like somebody signed up for a job that they're not qualified for, because that other lady seemed to know what to do. And she was just like, I already submitted the report. And she's like, okay, done. And then and then she's like, I'm in charge of this person as well. I already submitted their report. Oh, fucking done. So somebody knows how to do it, obviously, right?
That you submitted for my approval is not correct either. And if it was just one thing, I'd probably go ahead and just strike it through and fix it, but it's a lot more than that. So what I'd like to do is give you a few weeks to maybe have you reach out and get some help to get this resubmitted.
Well, Sherry Farr is the one that helped me get the guardian. Would she?
Well, so
I don't know if she can do this kind of stuff is why I'm asking.
Yeah, the guardian ad litems are paid by the county to do these things.
Okay.
So she would actually, the reason that she was able to help is she was appointed by us to assist in the initial case, and she's no longer on the case. So I would recommend at this point that your resources would likely be some sort of legal aid facility or an attorney consultation, unless you're able to find some resources online. I also recommend people just maybe go back and look at the very first order that you did have help, the very first plan and order that you did have help completing, and kind of mirror that.
Okay.
So would you be able to maybe try and get that done in 2 weeks and come back on January 17th?
I can certainly try my hardest.
Okay. So right now, I'm just going to make a note on the order that you did submit. It's denied. I'm going to call it without prejudice. That just means that you have the ability to refile this order with corrections.
Okay,
I'm going to put renote matter to January 17
okay,
to review for correct order.
okay. I just gotta
Okay.
get the right paperwork.
Yeah, I understand. It's sometimes difficult to wade through this process.
Like I say, this is my first time doing this, so
Yep, I get it.
will the courthouse have the correct papers if I go get them?
So it's you have the correct papers, you have the correct form. You
Okay.
just haven't filled it out. You haven't filled it out correctly.
Correctly.
And
Gotcha.
that includes both your annual report and the order asking me to approve the annual report. So there's
Okay.
two things that you need to refile, okay?
Just redo the whole thing.
Yeah, yep. I'm sending you back to the drawing board.
That's okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. We'll see you back on the 17th.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, Kendall Washington here.
Yes, go ahead.
So this is almost very similar to the last one, I think. I'm not sure, but
okay.
So Kenda, she's here too. She's right here. My name is Jason. This is Kenda. This is for the guardianship of Joanna Woods.
Okay.
So what had happened is Tanya Donahue, she passed.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Let me call the case so our clerk catches up to where we are. Okay.
Yeah.
So this
Okay. Again, this is a cluster. This judge is not managing this docket very well. She opened the floor up and now everybody's like into it. I haven't picked my new project yet. Actually, we will look at them today, Chris. Haven't even tried yet. My elephant is almost done. And the next two options are still there. We'll see what we get to. Yeah. I'll grab them in a minute. But this again, the judge is not running the docket very good here. She needs to be running this docket a little bit tighter, says the lady sitting in her living room.
is number 19 on the docket. This is 90-4-002100, guardianship of Joanna Woods. And I did note on this one, and then I'll turn it over to you. So just hold tight.
Sure.
On this one, we originally had you all on for looks like a triennial review. Some reports had been filed, but there were no parties present. So then we sent out the letter renoting you for today.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell me now, pick up where you left off.
Okay. So our Aunt Tanya had guardianship over Joanna. She passed away on December 1st. Before she passed away, she was in the process. She actually turned over guardianship to Kenda Washington. So Kenda has guardianship over Jody. So then we got this the letter back from the Superior Court that said that it wasn't. It says your money order is being returned for the following reasons. Per the enclosed letter, letters could not be issued. Do not send payment for letters until you know for certain that an order has been signed. And so we don't know. This is the very first time that we're doing this. We've never seen a report or an annual report or anything or how to even begin to do this.
Yeah.
Before Tanya passed, she was trying to get things in order. And this is one of the things that she didn't get to before she passed. And so we have no prior one to look at to even mirror. So.
And I'm just going back to the original 2021 report. Let me see if it has even the option for a successor guardian, because she did file paperwork asking for a successor guardian, but never appeared to have it approved.
I think she passed before she could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just go back a little bit into the file to see here.
Okay.
There's a standby guardian. Is that you, Carl Washington?
No, that's
no.
That was from a previous trust where where Jody was
with her mother.
With when Jody was with her mom passed away. The Corky Carl, he became that, but then she passed away and named Tanya as her guardian. So and then Tanya passed away, but before she passed away,
we started the process.
We have the paperwork and everything, but it wasn't completed to have Ken to be guardian over Jody.
Well, it looks like the court's got it, but
we have it, but it's not approved. So what I will need to do, I'm looking, gosh, this was filed a long time ago. I think what we'll need to do is, I'm going to appoint a guardian ad litem who will make a recommendation to the court about the successor guardian. Give me just a minute. Yeah, all this stuff's back in. I was looking to see if we had anyone recently who was familiar with this case, but I think the last GAL you all had was in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
There are a few orders for standby guardians, but this is back again in
it's all from Grandma.
2005. This is still Carlton, Washington.
Yeah, where it went to Tanya.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is appoint a guardian ad litem to this case specifically for the purposes of addressing a successor guardian.
We're sorry for your brother, buddy.
Ms. Samsel, I keep muting you and you keep unmuting. Please stay muted until we call the case that you are here on.
Jerry,
will you fucking mute the TV? The judge is yelling at me.
Okay. Let me just check in with the clerk on, is this like minor guardianship docket where we just take the next person in line, or are there only a certain few GALs we use on this?
I think it's the same in minor guardianship where you guys have the list.
And we'll just take the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is prepare an order, appointing a GAL for purposes of determining a successor guardian. And then what I'd like to do is give you all a new date. I'm going to set this. Is Kendra essentially doing that job right now, or Kenda, excuse me?
Yes, I live with Joanna now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have the GAL get in touch with you since your name is what she put on the paperwork before she passed.
Okay.
Let's set this out 2 weeks just for a review to see where we're at. I was going to set this out 30 days, but since we don't have any guardian in place, I'd like to just make sure we keep track of this. So let's plan to have you all back on January 17th at 1:45 for a review. There won't be anything you need to file at that time. I just mostly want to make sure we have the GAL involved and see if there's any interim recommendation at that time, okay?
And what exactly is the GAL? What does that stand for?
So guardian ad litem is essentially a friend of the court who will talk with you all and make a recommendation about whether they think that this is an appropriate guardian for the incapacitated person.
That's a cute way of putting that. So a guardian ad litem is generally a lawyer, but not always. They are a friend of the court, which means that the court trusts them implicitly to begin with and weighs their evidence given in a favorable manner. And she left out this little funny part there. They're very expensive. They're thousands upon thousands of dollars to hire a guardian ad litem. And yeah, some counties have good ones, some don't.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then Ms. Washington, so that the GAL can actually reach you, and we are live streaming on YouTube, so I don't want you to give me your contact information verbally, but if you have the chat feature, can you just send your phone number and email directly to me
Yes.
in the chat, and I'll make sure to get that to the GAL when we appoint whoever that is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. After you do that, you are free to log off, and we'll see you back on the 17th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you. Okay. Working backwards, do I have anyone here on the guardianship of David Leak? 90-4-002061.
Yes.
Okay, and who is here?
Pamela Allen and David Leake.
Okay. And we also had sent, much like some other cases, had sent letters to the guardian about needing to appear and get documents to us. We received a declaration indicating that the guardian was very sick.
Yes, she is.
Okay, and this person, and I don't know who this person is, but this person, Jeremy Sudar,
Yeah.
asked us to remove Shirley and assign a new guardian.
Yes, that's his sister's husband. And her and I have talked, and I will be his new guardian if that's what the court will let.
So who is Robert Leak?
My dad.
His dad.
Is he living?
Yes, and I've talked to him too, and he asked me if I would go ahead and do this.
Okay, so he is right. He is who the court has approved as the standby guardian.
Okay.
I'm just looking to see if any subsequent order. Yeah, we reappointed Shirley most recently.
Yeah.
But she's very sick and doesn't know how long she'll be.
I understand that, but I'm saying the people appearing in front of me today are not approved successor or standby guardians.
Okay.
Who is approved as a standby guardian is the father. So much like a case you probably heard me talk about before, what I'm going to do is, and we've had to do this before when Sherry was not responding to the court's requests in prior years.
Right.
We had to reappoint Sherry Farr, a GAL, to make a recommendation to this court about who should be the guardian.
Okay.
So I am going to reappoint Ms. Farr again. Much like the last case. And so Pam, are you Pam Allen?
Yes.
So Ms. Allen, if you can send in the chat just directly to me your phone number and email address.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that?
My daughter does, and she's here. So yeah.
Okay. Send that to me so I can get it to Ms. Farr, but I'm going to issue an order reappointing, and then I'm going to have you all back January 17th at 1:45 for a review of where we are at. Okay.
Do you want Robert as well?
I'm not going to make that decision.
He's just a lot older and doesn't have the ability to use
Right.
this technology.
So if he was here, he could actually talk with you too. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, that's really up to you. He is the standby guardian who the court has previously approved, but I hear the request is to appoint you. So we're going to need to start that process, and Ms. Farr is going to be reappointed to make recommendations to the court. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see you back on the 17th, but before you log out, send me your phone number and email address.
Gladly. Thank you very much.
Yep.
She will gladly do that. We will change gears now. I am going to watch this docket that's called just No Contact. No Contact. Let's see what it brings us.
There we go. There's Mr. Rutherford. Okay. Ms. McCoy, which case are you on?
Okay, first thoughts. The dude, did we already watch this? Because I remember talking about Ellis County. Did we already watch this? But I downloaded it today. Did I download it yesterday too? No, Jail People was yesterday. Oh, that must be where we found Ellis County. So that means it's in Kansas, guys. The guy in the Ellis County Jail podcast room looks like he is scared to death, doesn't he?
I'm on, I believe, all three that are on this morning, Your Honor.
Oh, congratulations. Okay. Any preference on where we start? Mr. Anderson, I got both you and Mr. Rutherford. Are you here for one or two cases?
I'm here for three, and I think there's four total on.
Well, I've only got three. Who do you think's the fourth one?
I've got Alexander Butler, Chelsea Rocha, Tyler Harry.
And I have Shay Miller.
Okay, I don't have Shay Miller, so.
I don't have Shay Miller on my docket.
Well, I believe he's on.
You believe he's on? Well, I've got a boss that tells me that he's not because she doesn't have him here. I got Harry, Rocha, Butler, Sandy.
Sandy, the assistant that actually runs everything judicially, could you come in here and help us, please? We have a person apparently who should be on the list. Could you tell us about that?
I don't have a Miller. Mr. Rutherford, if you give me a case number, I can go check with the clerks if they've got something I don't have.
It's not filed yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have the paper right here.
No.
All right.
Everybody stop. The only ones talking right now are lawyers. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you.
I'll go check with the clerks while you guys start on the.
You see that? Sandy ain't no lawyer, but she fucking knew she was allowed to talk. I'd just like to point that out. He literally just said, everybody talking now is lawyers. Sandy ain't no lawyer, but she knows her place.
Yeah, with that.
All right. We'll start on the others then. Very good. Okay. So, preference on where we start, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Let's start with Tyler Harry.
Tyler Harry. Very good. Protocol State of Kansas versus Tyler Harry, 23 CR 45. Announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. The state of Kansas appears by the Ellis County Attorney Robert Anderson, Jr.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Mackenzie McCoy on behalf of the defendant, Tyler Harry, who also appears via Zoom.
Is Mr. Harry the one dressed in orange that's currently in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
The one that looks scared shitless? Very good.
Good. Okay. All right. Mr. Harry has requested that the no contact order be lifted. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Mr. Anderson, position of the county attorney's office.
Well, there's a no contact order in place for two individuals. I believe the motion to lift only involves one of the two, Paula Wilt, who I believe is the defendant's mother. She's been.
No, he's got on his the one I'm looking at says no contact with Paula Jo Wilt and or KCJ Alt.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. We've been in contact with Miss Wilt quite a bit. She would like it lifted. I won't go into other details necessarily, but she'd like it lifted. With Miss Alt, it was difficult to get a hold of her, but she does not want the no contact order lifted. She doesn't. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Ms. McCoy.
Your Honor, I believe it's my client's preference that he would like it lifted with his mother. In my conversations with him, it's to make living arrangements and, other arrangements while the duration of this case is pending. So we would ask that, at least with his mother, it be lifted at this time.
Well, that would be Paula Wilt.
And Your Honor, there is one person on here that I'm not sure who she is. She may be Miss Alt. I'm not sure. It's the person listed as iPhone. I don't know who that is.
Wearing a white coat, and my screen's up in the upper left-hand corner. Ma'am, who are you?
I'm Shay Miller's wife.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
So neither Miss Wilt, I'm sorry, or Miss Alt are appearing here today.
Okay. So, position of the county attorney's offices, you have no objection to Wilt, but you do have objection to Alt.
That's correct, Your Honor. With Miss Wilt, even though she's a complaining witness in the matter, with it being his mother, and her expressing the desire to have it lifted, the state's not going to oppose that.
All right. Ms. McCoy, anything else from you?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go ahead and lift it then as to Mom, Paula Wilt, but not as to Miss Alt. And I'll prepare an order and get that filed sometime this morning. Anything else on that case?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing I can think of, Your Honor. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Harry, you understand, Ms. Alt, no contact.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. All right. Next.
Go with
Butler.
Alexander Butler, if that's okay with you, Judge.
Sure. Okay. All right, Court of Call, State of Kansas.
Hold on, is that a woman with a neck beard tattoo? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm being I'm being honest here. Hold on.
Go with
Butler.
Alexander Butler, if that's okay with you.
Is that a woman with a neck beard tattoo? What other tattoo would that be? What do we got here? You know, some people worry about their neckline, and then some people fucking tattoo it.
You, Judge.
Sure. Okay. All right, Court of Call, State of Kansas versus Alexander Butler, 23 CR 3080. Announced appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please.
What was? What is this?
The court, the state of Kansas appears by the Ellis County Attorney Robert Anderson Jr.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Mackenzie McCoy, and I thought my client was in custody, but I don't know if the jail is.
It looked like they were shuffling people.
Okay.
You said Butler.
Well, who's this? Wait, hold on. Who do we got? Who's the lady?
Chelsea Rocha.
Who? Rocha?
Chelsea Rocha.
Let's do Rocha. That way you don't have to bring one out, bring one back in. We'll just take her. We'll call State of Kansas versus Chelsea Rocha. 23 CR 3069 appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, the state of Kansas appears by the Ellis County Attorney Robert Anderson Jr.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Mackenzie McCoy, on behalf of the defendant, Chelsea Rocha, who also appears in person via Zoom.
All right. This is a lifting a no contact order involving the defendant's two minor sons. I think they're both, 6 years old?
6 and 7.
6 and 7. Okay. I've read the affidavit. As I understand it, the boys are in the custodianship of the defendant's mother, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Anderson.
The custodian, the grandmother, Sheila Wolfkill, I did provide her notice of this hearing. She's not appearing on today's hearing as far as I can see. I've not had contact with her. My letter indicated to please contact me and let me know what her position would be. So I don't know what her position is. Ultimately, I'm going to have to take the position that I assume she does not want it lifted at this point because I simply don't know otherwise. Separate from that, it's the state's position, at least at this time, to oppose the lifting of the no contact order. At this point in time, we have charges. There's been a probable cause determination, at least on the face of the affidavit. I know we haven't proceeded to preliminary hearing yet, but the state takes issue with, basically the merits of the motion to remove the no contact order. It's basically saying lift it because my son lied. Well, the state doesn't believe that her son lied, and so the state doesn't think that's a valid reason or argument for it to be lifted.
Ms. McCoy.
Your Honor, Also contained in my client's motion is the fact that no contact with her children has been detrimental to their relationship, and any restoration of that relationship is hindered by the no contact order. I do understand the state's concerns based on the allegations contained in the probable cause affidavit. However, my client wouldn't object to any restraints on the no contact order, whether that being modifying it, whether she not live with the children, or make other living arrangements as well as soon as we modify bond, but or telephone contact while she's in custody, just something so we can work to improve that relationship, Your Honor.
Somebody's getting ready to join us. Let's see who
Can I
this
say
is.
something or no?
Okay. Somebody just joined us.
I didn't just join. I've been here the whole time, Your Honor, but thank you for the reminder that I should do speak. I'm actually making notes here. Um uh anyways, this is crazy. This is in Kansas. And yes, the underside of her chin appears to be tattooed. Med check. This is a good time for a med check, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what that is, it's when if you take meds, you think about them. If you don't take meds, come on down to the chat. Tell us what that's like. The judge said it was because you said your son lied. What? That's crazy. That's nuts. My elephant is almost done. Before tonight is over, we will look at my 2 new projects to pick from and pick which one we will do next. Um, we will talk about that momentarily. Brian and Kimmy are here. Thank you for being here. But seriously, this is a little bit nuts to me. Also, a 6 and a 7-year-old. Can you imagine just like going to school with your mom with her fucking chin tattoos? Like what? How would you deal with that? Like it's bad enough kids have to deal with what they have to deal with. I just can't. I can't even think of.
It's just identified as iPhone. Who is that, please? You're on mute. We can't hear you.
I'm Paula Will. I'm Tyler Harry's mom.
Oh, we already took care of that. We lifted the no contact order, Ms. Wilt, between your son and you, okay?
I appreciate that, sir. I've been trying to get on. I don't know why my phone wouldn't let me in.
That's okay. Well, we're glad you joined us, but we already did that hearing, and you can now have contact with your son, all right?
I appreciate that very much, sir.
All right. You're welcome to stay or go as you see fit, all right? Now, we're back on the Roca case. Ms. Roca indicated, Ms. McCoy, she had something she wanted to say. I don't know whether you want her to address the court or not.
Your Honor, if we could go into a breakout room briefly.
Ms. Wilt, you're free to go. If not, I'd ask you to please put your phone back on mute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Sandy, set up a breakout room, would you?
See, that's how I know Sandy's not a lawyer. Because he don't ask no lawyers to set up the breakout room. Even though, remember what I said, Sandy knows her place. She knows she's allowed to talk even when he says, only lawyers talking.
Please.
Yes. Mackenzie, who else do you want with you?
The Ellis County Jail.
Okay.
They all left us with the weirdos. Just they did.
I think
Mother didn't oppose it, but the reason she might not be on today is that
Here we go.
Mr. Anderson? There we go. All right. We're now resuming the State versus Rocha hearing. Ms. McCoy.
Your Honor, I spoke with my client a little bit and she indicated she had spoken with her mother yesterday. Her mother didn't oppose it, but the reason she might not be on today is that her teenage daughter was actually flown to Kansas City last night for a medical emergency, so that might be why she's not on today. And also talking with my client, she doesn't have a criminal history involving domestic violence or anything of that nature. So again, it's my client's position that the no contact order be lifted. We are working to modify her bond, but for now she remains in custody, even modifying it so that she can have phone contact while she's in custody. That way they can work to, repair the relationship with her two young sons. That's her position at this point, Your Honor.
Mr. Anderson, anything else further?
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. That was not so bad, Streamlabs. Working on it.
I think I would just quickly add, the other main argument was we need to begin, fixing the relationship, so on and so forth. Well, if the state's allegations in the complaint or the information are to be taken seriously, it's things like this that are damaging the relationship, not the lack of contact. And additionally, I would say I don't know the full story behind why these children are in the legal custodianship of their grandmother, but I mean, it's clear that Miss Rocha is not doing what she needs to do to foster healthy relationships with these children, and I fear for their safety and well-being.
All right. It concerns the court that the motion to remove the no contact order said, because even though my son Major lied, when you start out calling your 6-year-old son a liar.
I have a question. First of all, is his name Major or is he a major liar? Because they're both weird, but one's less weird. So is his name Major and he's a liar, or is he a major liar? And I think this is a differentiating factor. The judge is hung up on this. Judge can't figure it out. This is not how the judge works. You don't think the kid's named Major? I bet the kid is named Major. Immediately, as soon as my brain goes, they're not named that, they are. Usually the all right.
That doesn't lend itself to a lot of repairing of relationships. Motion to remove.
Just listen to how pissed off he is when he reads this out, and listen to the way he reads it. You tell me if you think the kid's name is Major or if the kid's a major liar.
The no contact order said, because even though my son Major lied, when you start out calling your 6-year-old son a liar, that doesn't lend itself to a lot of repairing of relationships. We're dealing with a 6-year-old child. But here's what we'll do. I can't take the defendant's word. She talked to her mom yesterday and her mom doesn't have any opposition. Without her mom here, I have a little trouble adopting a defendant's word on something like this, but what we'll allow is she can have telephone contact only with her sons. No in-person contact, just by telephone. Fortunately, if it's by telephone, it'll be recorded. And if she's out of line with her sons we'll have evidence of that from the jail. If she gets out of jail, she can have telephone contact only. Okay. Anything further?
Well, I think it goes without saying because they're minors. That phone contact is obviously at the discretion of Miss Wolfkill, the custodian.
That is correct. We'll make sure that's in here as well.
Does that basically mean that she can choose not to do that? Chris, all I know is that this is called no contact. All exclamation mark or all capital words, capital letters. I don't like it.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, who do we got now?
Alexander Butler, sir.
All right, Court of Call, State of Kansas versus Alexander Butler, 23 CR 3080. Announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, the state of Kansas appears by the Ellis County Attorney Robert Anderson, Jr.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Mackenzie McCoy on behalf of the defendant, Alexander Butler, who also appears in person via Zoom.
All right, this is a request to lift it regarding a Madison Ebbs, and it appears we have somebody, at least on the screen, that says it's Madison Ebbs. Are you Madison Ebbs?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Ebbs, your position regarding lifting the no contact order.
I feel like upon his release, as long as he commits to going to the Oxford program, then that at least.
As long as he is accepted to Oxford University, Your Honor, he can come back. Okay. But I will take nothing less. No other post-secondary, nothing. Only Oxford for my criminal ex. I'm sorry. I know it's not what she's talking about. I'm sure she's talking about some stupid program named the Oxford program. But in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself that he's like in there feverishly filling out Oxford application forms for this special fucking jail entry requirement. I just love it. I love it. Chris, would you believe if I've told you I've never had a Dr. Pepper in my entire life to drink? And my daughter drinks it, but I've never tried it. Some parts of my life are so boring. I'm so like predictable.
For 30 days, that will be the most beneficial. We have shared bills and a shared lease, so contact is kind of necessary, but the sobriety is the biggest aspect. So as long as that is accomplished, I have absolutely no problem.
Well, Ms. Ebbs, you understand Oxford is a sober living house, but it's not a treatment program.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you want to have contact with him to the extent that you can have discussion regarding bills and the lease, and at least Mr. Butler indicates the lease is getting ready to expire. Is that right?
In May.
Oh, not until May. Okay, because he said the lease is almost up. So it's 5 months from being up.
We'll be getting our renewal soon. The actual lease ends in May. We always renew in the winter.
Okay. All right. So you want to have contact with him to discuss bills, the lease, that kind of thing, but you don't want him to reside with you.
If he absolutely has no place to go, he can come here.
Mr. Anderson.
The state shares those concerns in addition to concerns of substance abuse, obviously mental health issues. Those are all concerns that are best addressed through bond orders, Your Honor. If Ms. Ebbs has no issue with him having contact with her, the state's not going to oppose that. And then again, the conditions that would concern the state in terms of safety of Ms. Ebbs, safety of law enforcement officers, especially safety of the community generally. Those all can hopefully be addressed if and when bond is taken up.
All right. Ms. McCoy.
I would have nothing to add, Your Honor.
Okay, but this is your client, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've read the probable cause affidavit, and I have serious concerns about this defendant, particularly what he did with the police officers that were called to the scene. It was a extremely dangerous situation created by this defendant. Now, Ms. Ebbs wasn't in the middle of that, where he tried to obtain the officer's weapons, but we got some major problems here. And so what I'm going to do is I will modify the order, and I will allow Mr. Butler and Ms. Ebbs to have contact by telephone, but they are not to have any in-person contact till we have a full bond hearing on Mr. Butler at a later date. So Ms. Ebbs, you two can talk by phone, but only by phone. If there will be a bond hearing, the county attorney's office will contact you. You're welcome to attend that. And we can talk about where we go with Mr. Butler at that bond hearing, where we have a little more information available.
Okay.
You can have telephone contact only, all right?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Butler, you're done.
And Your Honor, those are the three that
Damn, he's so straight with the inmates. Mr. Butler, you're done.
I had. May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've got Shane Miller. Waiting. What?
I'm sorry. Those are the only three I had. May I be excused?
You don't have Mr. Miller?
No.
Oh, we might be able to make. I don't know if have we appointed an attorney for him yet? Has he applied for court?
Oh, gosh.
All right. Thank you, Ms. McCoy.
Thank you.
You're free to go. Ms. Ebbs, you're free to go as well.
There we go. Trying to get out of it.
All right. So now we have an unfiled case, State of Kansas versus Shay Miller, and announce appearances.
May it please the court, the state of Kansas appears through Assistant Ellis County Attorney James Rutherford. The defendant, Mr. Shay Miller, appears by Zoom and pro se, along with his wife, Rachel Miller, as well.
Okay. First of all, he has sad eyebrows. It's the guy with the Shay, I guess his name is. Doesn't he have sad eyebrows? He looks like those Wii characters. You know how or me, I guess. I'm old.
Okay. Are you Rachel Miller?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Miller. Ms. Miller, I'll start with you. Mr. Miller wants to know contact order lifted. Do you have any objection to that?
I do not.
Okay. And Mr. Rutherford.
Well, Your Honor, I reviewed the affidavit. The behavior, while the alleged domestic battery is relatively minor, the behavior as a whole alleged is quite concerning. But if Ms. Miller or Mrs. Miller believes that he's safe to return home, then the state would have no objection, but the state will likely be sending out some type of letter to Mr. Miller to discuss some options, because it looks like there might be some alcohol abuse issues as well as some anger issues. So
yeah, I see that he's got a prior conviction for aggravated domestic assault from about 7 years ago, and at least the affidavit indicates he blew a 193 PBT at the time of the arrest, which is way up there. We got history.
Can you walk at a 193? Hi, Hector. Seriously, a .193 on a breath test, that's very high. That is very high. There's a lady on TikTok who like drinks and then takes fucking breathalyzer tests. I was like, that's quite a job, you know? That's not even 3 times legal, Mike says with disdain. That seems more than that. We see higher all the time, don't we do? 0.193, I guess. Ay, 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 ay.
Although I don't know if that included Ms. Miller on the aggravated domestic assault or not. From Ms. Miller, were you married to Mr. Miller back in 2016?
No, I was not. I believe that was with his father.
What? You were married to his father? Is that what she just said? Hold on. Is that what she just said? Hold on. I swear to God.
So we got history, although I don't know if that included Ms. Miller on the aggravated domestic assault or not. From Ms. Miller, were you married to Mr. Miller back in 2016?
No, I was not. I believe that was with his father.
With his father?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And Your Honor,
yeah.
that was with my father in 2016, but he has since passed.
Okay. All right. Mr. Miller, I'm going to lift the no contact order, but this is on the condition that you obtain an alcohol evaluation within the next, excuse me?
Sorry, I'll let you go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What
I was
were you
just going to ask you where I could obtain one of those at.
Well, there's quite a few facilities in the city of Hayes. If you need any additional information on that, you might contact the county attorney's office. Mr. Rutherford would be able to give you the name of different agencies that could provide the evaluation. All right?
Okay, sounds good.
So I'll modify it on the condition that you get the evaluation within the next 30 days and follow any recommendations. If you fail to get the evaluation in 30 days, the no contact order goes back into effect unless charges are filed and separate bond conditions are issued. So you got 30 days to get it done. If you don't get it done, you can have no contact with Ms. Miller.
Your Honor, may I ask, are we both free to live in the same home then?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
But it's also a condition that you not use any alcohol as a condition of bond.
I understand.
You're not allowed to drink or any alcohol or illegal substance.
Yes, sir.
I'll put that in the order. So the order is modified. You have to get an alcohol evaluation in 30 days. You're not allowed to consume any alcohol or illegal drug.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Rutherford, anything else you think is necessary?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. I think that should be fine, and we'll be probably sending a letter to Mr. Miller at some point in the next couple weeks.
What does that even mean? What does that even imply? I'm being serious at this point. Well, we'll be sending him a letter. Just wait.
Okay. Mr. Miller, again, you might want to contact the county attorney's office or check around with acquaintances. There are several facilities in Hayes that can do alcohol evaluations. They're busy because alcohol is a big problem in this community, like it is in all communities. So if you can't get in the first one, try the next one, because it's got to be done in 30 days. And you'll have to sign a release when you're there so that the agency can notify the county attorney's office that you have scheduled an appointment and also notify the county attorney's office that you have finished your evaluation. Because without verification, the order goes back into effect.
I understand.
It's got to be from a licensed facility. Don't go to your best friend who got his counseling degree from a back of a matchbook cover or online. It's got to be from a licensed facility, okay?
I understand.
Ah, oh, who tried to use their best friend online counseling diploma to get out of their court-ordered therapy? That's what I would like to know. Oh, what I wouldn't give for that case, right?
Very good. All right. Ms. Miller, do you have any questions?
I don't.
Yeah, you two can have as much contact as you want. I would recommend you not have the kind of contact that brought us all here this morning.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very good. All right. We will be adjourned.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I don't know who cheered there, and I don't like it. I didn't like any part of that for the most part. That's a weird way of seeing those hearings. We often see those hearings the other way. Not today. I'm gonna watch now. Maybe we're gonna watch now. We are going to watch um this quick 5-minute clip, and then we'll see where we get from there. Oh, Jill, who doesn't know how to say her name. Oh, thanks. Wow.
No, prosecutors found it. You're Phil Whitmire?
You were there the whole
Are you
time?
here for a specific case?
Because we were just like fast forwarding and you weren't there. Not cool.
All right. Good afternoon. We are here for the child support docket. Nicole Ruiz, are you here for a specific case?
I was told to show up for Daniel Whitmire, my husband, my ex-husband.
She was on our previous docket, Your Honor. Yep.
Oh, am I in the wrong one?
No, you're fine. It was a 10:30 case.
Oh, I was trying to find the right Zoom link and I don't know that I found it. I apologize.
Yeah, so we did already hear that case.
Yeah.
So what I'll have you do, we're going to be on docket for another matter here for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then if you want to reach out to Ms. Looney's office, that's the Cowlitz County Prosecutor's Office, Child Support Division, they can fill you in.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with everything that's set forth. Like I have no disagreement at all. So I'm fine with whatever, the $10 a month, etc. So
okay, that's fine. I'll let them go through it with you just since we're off the record with that case, but it sounds like they'll just be confirming that for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Ms. Looney, I do have Mr. Angelico and his client here, so go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Our only matter on the docket today is State of Washington versus Joseph Huffine, 13-3-00249-8. Mr. Huffine has paid in full for the month of December. His payment did post on December 27th. So he is now currently paid in full for 5 months. If he is paid in full for the month of January, we will be able to discontinue his reviews at his hearing in February. We're asking that be set for February 7th.
And are you still asking for it to be in person for that February date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Angelico?
We don't have any objections, Your Honor. He's going to be making the payment for January and we should be able to discontinue hearings.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear Mr. Angelico.
Apologies. They said they had no objection to that. They're going to be making the January payment and will likely be able to discontinue reviews then in February, but he will be here in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you for being here as always. We'll see you February 7th, hopefully one of the last times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
And I think that ends our docket.
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
How fucking lazy of them that day. Giving me barely 5 minutes of content. Wow. And most of it is rescheduling. Wow. Okay. What we'll do is we will finish watching that guardianship docket. Let's see where we got to. I think we got to.
Okay. Do we have any parties, or I can give you 2 weeks to January, anything new yesterday?
So we'll go, we did that. Do this one. NASA sweatshirt, because that's just an epic choice.
Great, thank you. So we'll just go ahead and strike this, and you believe you're already set on, or do you need me to do that today?
I know that we have a citation prepared. It
Okay.
hasn't been mailed yet, just the reports have gone.
Okay. All right, we'll just go ahead and strike for today's purposes.
Thank you.
And then guardianship of Mackenzie Hoover 234-0042-908.
Yes, I'm Tiffany and this is Mackenzie.
Okay.
I'm Tracy Grindstaff, the court visitor.
Okay. And what I did get on this case, I did get the order appointing full guardian and full conservator. I also got an order on motion for instructions.
I believe the motion for instructions was an error when I filed the hearing form, and I just got the correct order in yesterday.
Okay. Let me just get into the digital file here quickly. The order that, and you're Miss Soy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Grindstaff, have you had a chance to review the order that Ms. Soy proposed?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Any input for the court?
No further input.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the order?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I did review the court visitors report of 12/22. I guess the only question I have, everything appears to be in order, but Ms. Soy, you said you filed something new yesterday.
It was what you have, I believe, in front of you, the order of guardianship, the
full guardian and conservator.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have reviewed that along with the court visitors report. Is anyone else here on this matter?
I do have Brian Hoover here with us, and then Neil Jackson as well.
Okay. And I guess I'm just asking any other parties not with you that want to be heard on this matter, or anyone objecting. Okay. I will go ahead and approve the order. Ms. Grindstaff, anything else you need on this case?
Should I just submit my fees to the court ex parte?
Yeah, if you submit that ex parte, you can put them to my attention in the ex parte box, and I can get that signed off on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, going now back, I think we have some contested, perhaps. Guardianship of Barbara Turner. Are we expecting there to be argument on this case?
I suspect, Your Honor.
Okay. Who else do I have on the guard?
Well, we love argument, don't we, guys? That's what we're here for and what we live for. It's the truth. Soy, right? Like everything about that was making me giggle and laugh. Let's see what this lady is arguing about with whoever. What do we got? What do we got?
Guardianship of Barbara Turner.
I saw Sherry Samarel, who is Miss Turner's daughter, and Sherry White on behalf of Sunset Guardians. My client is present.
Okay. Miss Samsel, can you hear the court? Okay, I'll come back to this. I'm just seeing who we have left here. And then guardianship of Kathleen Hunter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who do we have present on this case?
Jennifer Nugent for the proposed guardian and conservator Sunset.
Caitlin Bridgewater.
Ingrid Serpa, the attorney for APS, Your Honor.
Tracy Grindstaff, court visitor.
And Your Honor, my client, Megan Nichols, it's also via Zoom.
Okay, there we go. Okay. And then on the iPhone, identified as Ms. Bridgewater. Can you tell me who you are?
Your Honor, my name is Caitlin Bridgewater, and I'm the owner of the adult family home where Kathleen Hunter lives.
Okay.
And we are in the middle of the ownership change. I just purchased the business, and we got the phone and the internet cut off on the same day. So I came in to town because there's no signal at the house unless the internet or the phones are working. So I just ran into town to get a little bit of signal so I can call in. But Kathleen Hunter is not with me.
Okay. So how are we proceeding today? Are we anticipating needing a hearing on this? Is there objection to what's been proposed?
Your Honor, this is Ingrid Serpa for the department. As far as I understand, this is an agreed guardianship and the respondent does not object to the guardianship. And I believe Ms. Nugent has graciously dropped off an agreed proposed order at the courthouse.
So I do have a proposed order. I don't have anyone's signature besides Ms. Nugent. So Ms. Zerpa, is it your statement to the court today that you've reviewed this and you are in agreement to it on behalf of the petitioner?
Your Honor, I believe that we had, all the parties had virtually approved the latest round of the proposed order. Ms. Nugent, I believe that's the one that you had drop off at the courthouse.
It is, Your Honor. Thank you. There was, with the holiday, it was a little tight. And so I mailed it up and then everyone had approved of it, but I didn't have any signatures on it. So I just mailed up. But it's the same proposed that everyone has reviewed.
Okay, so the one I have, it has a cover sheet dated December 27th, 2023.
Yes.
Does that sound correct?
That is the day we mailed it, yes.
Okay. And then Ms. Grindstaff, again, your name is on here, but no signature. Have you had a chance to review this and you are in agreement?
I have reviewed it, and yes, I am in agreement.
Okay. To the other parties that are present, is there anyone objecting to the entry of this order?
Chris, you going on holidays is actually a big deal, and I am thinking about it. Are you excited to be, is it you're off for 4 days or are you working for 4 days? I want to know. So you're not a non-subject. I see what you're saying.
Okay. I'm going to put for Ms. Zerpa approved via Zoom and for Ms. Grindstaff. I did review the order. I do think it comports with Ms. Grindstaff's recommendations. I am going to indicate that Ms. Hunter did not participate in the proceeding. And with that, I will go ahead and sign the order. Is there anything else we need to do on this case?
No,
I didn't
thank you,
believe
Your
so. Thank you.
Go ahead. Were you all just saying no, or did someone have something they wanted to add?
I believe we are all agreeing with Your Honor. There's
Okay.
nothing else.
Sounds good. Thank you. You're all free to log out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So unless I am mistaken, that leaves me with estate of John Kroll and guardianship of Barbara Turner. Is anyone here for any other case? Okay. So let's go ahead and take the estate of John Kroll. 214-000-7708. Let me get into the digital file here. All right, so this was originally a case that was in front of me on December 13th on a petition to reopen. There was a Karen Nitke present who objected. They were going to file an objection, but asked for more time. There was also a Kathleen Anderson present, I think, who had been a personal representative. I have not received any written objection. Ms. Long, I would note the parties were present when I set this to January 3rd at 1:45. I don't see any of those same parties present. The court has not received anything further. Go ahead, Ms. Long.
Your Honor, as I mentioned previously, I have not heard anything from those parties or anyone else in the last 2 weeks on this. I've not received an objection. So I'm asking the court to grant the relief request in the petition.
So when I reviewed this, originally, I did find that absent there being something filed that would be grounds for denying it, everything is in order to grant the request to reopen the testate estate. I didn't, and Ms. Long, this could be a product of this being on a different docket previously. I don't have an order in front of me. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I don't have that order in front of me. Do you want to either email it over or submit it ex parte and I can get that signed?
Will do.
Okay. And I'll just note for the clerk's records that it is 2:40, about an hour after docket started. There's no one in the waiting room. I have not received any emails that anyone is in a Zoom booth. So I will find that no other parties are present. All right. Thank you, Ms. Long.
Thank you.
And then that should take us lastly to the guardianship of Barbara Turner, 234-000-7108. So Ms. Nugent, I think I'll start with you unless you want it to start somewhere else, but go ahead.
Thanks, Your Honor. Jennifer Nugent for Sunset Guardian. Sherry White on behalf of Sunset is present. This matter was before Judge Basher just before Christmas on 2 petitions, a petition to approve the plan of the conservator and also a petition to approve sale of real property. Judge Basher saw a complaint that had been filed by Ms. Samsil, and it was actually filed prior to the hearing when you appointed Sunset as guardian. And he said, based on your familiarity with the case, he'd feel more comfortable setting it in front of you. So we have these two petitions on. We have filed a declaration of Sherry White that was filed on Friday in response kind of to the complaint and also to explain why a sale of real property is absolutely necessary. Here, Ms. Turner frankly needs a great amount of care and assistance. And the home that she is living in, she was in a bankruptcy that was stopping the foreclosure action, but no payments. The repayment plan wasn't followed. And this is prior to our involvement. The bankruptcy has since been dismissed, and we've just received a notice of trustee sale that the house is going to be sold in February. Our hope is that if we get an order that allows us to sell the property, we can try to negotiate with the mortgage company or at least set a plan so we could avoid the trustee sale, because as Your Honor knows, that will result in significantly less money for Ms. Turner that we need for her care.
And go ahead.
I'm happy to answer any other questions. There wasn't actually an objection filed to any of this, but I certainly understand why Judge Basher said it before, Your Honor.
Right. And I did receive that, and I'm familiar with that complaint that was previously filed, and Judge Basher did hand me a hard copy to re-review before today. I did review the declaration of Ms. White. So let me, Ms. Samsel, are you able to hear the court?
Yes.
Okay. And I see your hand is up. I'm going to turn to you. So first of all, let's just talk first about the order approving the conservator's plan. Have you had it? Are you objecting to the court entering that order?
Yes.
And why are you objecting?
Mom would like to file an appeal for the whole process. She's not in agreement with any of this. And the court-appointed attorney, the day that you signed the order of guardianship, he said, well, this is where my job ends. So she doesn't have any representation, and she would like that. She's here.
Yeah.
So go ahead. That's what
I'm here.
Yes. So thank you for being here. I'm first just going to address some background information. Back on December 6th of 2023, I did take testimony regarding this matter and whether there should be a guardian and who that person should be. I did approve the petition and I appointed sunset guardians. So Ms. Samsel, while I appreciate you're here, one of the reasons that I approved this is I did have some concerns with your being the guardian. So I am going to first, based on the prior hearing, I'm going to approve the plan as submitted. And then what I'd like to do is talk about the order authorizing sale of the property.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so Ms. Turner, what would you like to tell me?
I want back in my home. And my daughter's here and we're happy.
And do you understand though that your house is at risk of being lost because the bankruptcy action was dismissed?
I understand.
Are you
understand?
You did not understand that?
I do.
Okay. So I guess my question is, if you understand that By not selling it, you risk losing it for a much reduced price, meaning the amount of money you get for it is going to be could be greatly reduced. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So
We
help
have a buyer.
say that again. I couldn't hear you.
We've had a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
But he was turned away.
He was turned away. Not me.
Okay. Anything else you want the court to know?
Do you want him to move you? Move you?
No, I will not be moved. This is my home.
Okay. So, Ms. Nugent, let me turn it back over to you if there's anything else you want the court to know.
Thanks, Your Honor. I believe last year now, in February or March, there was a potential buyer. This was far prior to our involvement, and that was a friend for about $225,000. It's in the declaration of Sherry White. We would very much like to sell the property, so Ms. Turner has sufficient funds, but the first step in the process is to come to court to get an order authorizing us to do that. There will certainly not be any refusals of reasonable offers because, you know, as of December, there was $78,000 owing on the mortgage to bring it current. There is no possibility for that occurring at this point. And so if we can delay the trustee sale, which I don't know if we can do, but if we can delay it, promising the mortgage company that we have a order authorizing us to sell, that might give us more time because a private sale will net so much more money than if this is sold through a trustee sale. And I certainly appreciate Miss Turner's wish that her daughter be her decision maker and that she remain in the house. But unfortunately, because of a history of actions, we're in a place now that a professional is in place. And so we're here because we're trying to protect Miss Turner's best interests and her funds.
Yeah, so, you know, I appreciate that Judge Basher set this over. I think it's important in making this decision that there be an understanding of why we are where we are. One of my very specific concerns and reasons for granting the underlying guardianship was I think we are where we are because, again, as I stated at the hearing, Ms. Samsel, I believe, has done.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. She's 7. That's a lot. That's not even to pay the mortgage off. That's to get current. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Mayor. I so appreciate it. Good luck with going back to work. We know you'll be around when you can be. And we're here for you when you need us.
What she truly believes in is in her mom's best interest, but I think that has resulted in mismanagement of funds. We've had substantiated findings against Ms. Samsel for neglect in the past. I just don't, I understand Ms. Turner's position here today, but it is very clear to me that Ms. Turner does not fully comprehend what could happen if I don't sign this order. And because I've already found that the professional guardian is in the best interest of Ms. Turner, I take to heart the declaration of Ms. White, which really does lay out all of the steps that they have taken to try to avoid where we're at, try to alleviate concerns that are being expressed by Ms. Turner. And unfortunately, I think that this has gone on for such a lengthy amount of time that we are in a position where to preserve funds and allow Ms. Turner to have a safe roof over her head in some other form. I am going to sign the order authorizing sale of the property. It is my hope that this results in additional funds for Ms. Turner long-term for her care. I would also note just orally that Ms. Samsel, I expect that you will comply with this court's order and not create obstacles to the sale of the property.
I have not obstacles, as was stated in this last order. I haven't created obstacles. I provided Candace the court documents for the mortgage company.
Yeah, and so it's, oh, it just cut out again. So we are about an...
I have not had the opportunity to defend myself at all.
Ms. Samsel.
Not once.
Hold on. Yes, we did. We had a full hearing where I made a determination that Ms. Samsel was not the appropriate person to be the guardian. So based on that prior decision, based on my based on my review of the records since that decision, I am signing the order approving sale of property. Is there anything else we need to do today?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay. I have signed those orders, Ms. Samsel. As you explained, if you are looking at an appeal, that is absolutely fine. You do have that right. But I have signed those orders. I am going to end the hearing today. Let me check in with other parties still on the line. Are there any other cases for guardianship probate that need to be called?
No.
Okay. And the clerk, am I missing any on your end? Okay. I just have those couple GL orders I'll do after docket. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to go ahead and end docket.
Your Honor, is there is there a 2 o'clock docket today?
There is. And for some reason,
Just checking.
the link is separate.
No. Can you hear me now? If you can, that's great. If you can't, then we're just fucked. Miss Carrie says no. But but you're all answering me like I'm talking. Oh wait, now you can. Here we go. Okay. Okay, now we can be heard. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but that was horrible for that old lady. I feel really sad about that. Sad. Courtney, thank you so much. Miss Donna, thank you so much. I was saying thank you to Miss Donna for the gift of membership. Thank you to Miss Courtney for the super chat. thank you to everybody who super chatted tonight and for hanging out here. That was sad docket. We sort of run that risk when we watch those dockets, but we also sort of enjoy the drama. That one's sad, with the older lady, but I get it. I mean, that's a lot. $78,000 in debt behind on the mortgage is crazy. When is it going to pop up, Streamlabs? For Courtney. Tomorrow's Friday, by the way. Friday, it'll be fun. We're gonna do something fun in the evening times. If you liked a special part of today's video, please go ahead and timestamp it in the chat or in the comment section. That's super fun. What the fuck, Streamlabs? Oh, tomorrow's Thursday? Shit. Are we sure? I think it should be Friday. I called it Friday, so we should be Friday? Damn it. Thank you. Okay, well, okay, Thursday. I have to rethink my entire life plan now that I realize it's Thursday. Yes, thank you for comments, Chris. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys, seriously, please remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you tomorrow, Friday Eve. That's right, Brian and Kimmy. Tonight is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Then it is Friday. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I know we're almost to 800. Thanks, guys. Oh, project. I'll post it in the community later. Bye.